When doing a neural imaging experiment, usually we do many different types of analyses. It's just what we do, and it will happen whether you want it to or not. It's the nature of the game. But no matter how well or how detailed you label each analysis, it can be difficult to recall exactly what you did. So one, you can keep notes either on your computer or manually with pen and paper on what you did, or to make it easier, you can actually store notes about what you did in each data set. Now with AFNI, it creates a history of every command that was used to create the current data set. Now if you want a plain English version about what you did and you want to store that in each data set, you can use a program called 3dNotes. First, let's see how AFNI stores the history of a data set by just using 3dinfo. So here, if you look at the very bottom, you see the history of this data set. This provides an exact copy of the command used to create this data set. So you can see that 3dTCat was applied and all the different options that went into creating this data set. However, if you want a plain English version about what happened, you can use the command 3dNotes, followed by the A option. After this, you type in a string, such as this data set removed the first two TRs, followed by the name of the data set you wish to append the note to. Once that's done, you can see the results of the notes by typing 3dNotes and no options, just the name of the data set. So note number 1, this data set removed the first two TRs. To show you how to remove notes, just type 3dNotes followed by the D option and then 1. And then the name of the data set. You can also alter the history itself by using 3dNotes by using the H option. So this is an addition to the history, followed again by the name of the data set. So if I type in 3dinfo now, in our updated history we see another line, and this is what I wrote in the command before. However, deleting these history additions is actually very difficult. I don't really know how to do it, in other words. And if you want to replace the entire history, you can do the capital HH option. This replaces the entire history. Okay, so this is going to remove everything that was in there, everything that came before, what I added, and only do this if you want to replace everything. So now, again, this replaced the entire history. Lastly, let's see how we can do this interactively through the AFNI interface, because you might be doing things in the AFNI interface and you want to make notes about the current data set that you've loaded into memory. So here, we've just loaded up a single data set, and if we go to Define Data Mode, and then Plugins, click on Dataset Notes. Choose Dataset, and we only have one loaded, so just set that one. You can see the history is here, and you can also start adding new notes from the interface. So this is note 1, and then save. You can add more notes. This is note 2, and so on. And I can save all those. You can also delete them by just clicking on this delete. And once you've done that, you can see that this has all been appended to that data set. Whoops, got to use 3dNotes. That was a teaching moment. Okay? So staying organized, it's very crucial, but it's also very difficult because we are very lazy. But 3dNotes, I hope, will give you a good way to accurately append notes in plain English about what you did, and so that you can retrieve them easily.